Okay? You're so right. Friday night crowd. Love Friday night crowds.
Yeah.
I'm Johnny Carson, your president of comedy. Breaking into your living rooms all over the country. See, that's perfectly legal when I do it. As the star and president of this show. If I break into somebody's files and steal jokes, that's perfectly legal if I do it. You must understand, paranoia is not bad for comedy. What am I waiting for? That's it, isn't it? That's over. During the monologue tonight, because of the drought, members of the studio audience are forbidden to shower. However, you may give each other sponge baths if you wish during the course of the thing here. How is everybody tonight?
Great.
All of a sudden got so quiet. I don't know why the ovation goes from Compton. Did you know that today... See, when you're in doubt, just take a pause, take a deep breath, and stare. Somebody's got to give in, and I've got all night. You know what today is?
Yes.
The 50th anniversary of Lindbergh's flight to Paris, that transatlantic... Can you imagine that was 50 years ago? How many of you remember how long it took him? 33.5 hours. About the same amount of time it takes today to get your luggage after you arrive. Personally, that was a remarkable feat, probably one of the greatest occurrences in history, but I think it's more dangerous to fly today. If you think about it, at the airport, Lindbergh did not have to worry about being run down by O.J. Simpson. Well, what's happened on the news front? Usually some humor is there. Sometimes, if you'd like to go on a scavenger hunt with me, we'll see if we can uncover some. President, you like to see me get in these situations, don't you? President Carter just recalled his top general from Korea. Did you read that?
Yeah.
I see. Okay, well, his name is Major General John Siglob. And he was recalled by President Carter because the Major General criticized President Carter's foreign policy, contradicting his policy about troops in Korea. So the president said, back here. Now, he may fire him, or he may just punish him by assigning him to police up after Billy Carter. It's one of the two things that's going to happen. Evidently, the general felt that American soldiers should stay in Korea. And he may have a point there. I don't think we should pull the soldiers out of, Korea until the South Koreans pull their South Koreans out of our Congress. Enough of the documentary humor. Let's go to some funny stuff. Now, do you remember about, I think it was a month ago, there was a lady who passed away. She lived in Beverly Hills. And her wish was, in her will, that she wanted to be buried in her Ferrari. That was in her will. Today, the lady got her wish. Her name was Sandra Eileen West. She was buried in San Antonio, Texas yesterday.
That's for the town, not the burial.
I don't know whether they're applauding death or San Antonio. No, but it's true. She wanted to be buried in her negligee, seated in the front seat of her baby blue Ferrari with the seat tilted at a comfortable angle. And she got her wish. Now, that's a little weird, isn't it? But I guess they had to honor her last request, and it was a lovely ceremony. I understand everybody cried as they lowered the Ferrari into the grave, and car radio was playing, "Is That All There Is?" Burial cost $9,000, which, when you think about it, was worth it just to get a perpetual parking space. There were, I understand, a couple of minor problems that delayed the burial for a while. First of all, the inspectors, federal inspectors from the Federal Drug Administration showed up, and they wanted to check Mrs. West's nightgown to make sure it didn't contain tris. So, you'll probably be reading about that one of these days in the paper. Now Now it turns out that the Ferrari may have to be dug up. President Carter just declared the Ferrari a gas guzzler. And by 1980, the president says he wants everybody buried in Honda Civics. It was a weird ceremony. The pallbearers were Uni, Roy, and Al. When you think about it, it's a wonderful opportunity. St. Christopher finally gets to see one of his statues close up. Well, she was a little, I don't want to say, yeah, she's a strange lady, wouldn't you say?
Yes.
She also left a stipulation in her will that every 6 months, a Texaco attendant has to show up and rotate the tombstone. Buried in a Ferrari. It's kind of wild. Can't you see her at the pearly gates with St. Peter kicking the tires to see if they'll let her in? Anyway, Muhammad Ali is with us tonight, and I want to say right at the top... And I want to say right at the top of the show how much I enjoyed that wonderful fight he had with Alfredo Evangelista the other night. I want to say it at the top of the show because I want to be around at the bottom of the show. So I want to say that now. We also have crazy man Steve Landesberg with us. Peter Falk is here tonight. And Carl Sagan. So it's a great show, and we'll be right back. Right after this message.